Modern Warfare 4 feels really good, and that's kind of what worries me. Because while I was playing the beta, I kept having the same thought. I've played this before. The movement feels familiar, the gunplay feels familiar, it feels unmistakably like Call of Duty, and I couldn't stop playing it. So is Modern Warfare 4 actually doing something special, or did I just need Call of Duty to be good at being Call of Duty again? Before I get into this, I did want to make a quick note. The first note is that no, I have not pre-ordered Modern Warfare 4. I got access to this early beta through Discord Nitro, sending me a free code. And the second note is that all of the gameplay recorded and all of my experience have been had on PC over this weekend. So I did play a good amount of the closed beta over the weekend. And some of the things I noticed is that the audio cues are incredibly crisp and highly readable. I found myself being saved a few times just from sound whoring the enemy's footsteps here and there. The gunplay and visual presentation of this game is absolutely beautiful. I would be willing to say that Infinity Ward knocks this out of the park in every Modern Warfare game, but I did just want to make that note that they are carrying that over into Modern Warfare 4. Now let's talk about the maps. The map selection was quite limited in this early beta. I think there was 5 maps overall that you could play in, at least in 6v6, which was where I spent a majority of my time playing over this weekend. The maps feel compact, intentionally designed around the traditional 3-lane flow, which I'm a huge fan of. One of the reasons I love Treyarch as a Call of Duty developer, rather than some of the chaos that would unfold in their previous map designs. Although we do have a lot of maps coming with the release of the full game, so I don't know how that trend is going to carry over, but so far I'm on board. I found that as I played, chasing those high impact moments, getting kill streaks or score streaks, however you want to word it, and testing out gunsmith builds created a genuine kind of, I just need to play one more match loop as I was playing this beta over the weekend. Now, it didn't take me many games to realize a lot of stuff about this game is pretty familiar. From the movement, to the UI, to the gunfights and the rhythm between them. It felt lifted straight from the modern MW era, starting in Modern Warfare 2019 and continuing to today. It felt like muscle memory to me. Now, whether you see that as a good thing or a bad thing, it's up to you. But I think those were some great Call of Duties, especially Modern Warfare 2019. And I think Modern Warfare 2 is honestly a little slept on. One thing that I wasn't the biggest fan of was the time to kill felt extremely fast. It felt like I would get beamed and melted in the blink of an eye. And it honestly felt like it left very little room for counterplay once you were spotted and fired at. There were also a few things I noticed that I think is mostly beta clunkiness. The first big thing I noticed is that I would find enemies spawning right behind me, particularly in certain game modes like Hardpoint, which I played extensively over the weekend. It's my favorite game mode personally. But I would spawn, no shit, take maybe 15 steps forward and bam, I was getting shot in the back by an enemy who just spawned there. And don't worry, I checked the kill cams to verify. I'm not tripping. Another thing I noticed is that while I mostly played on controller and experimented with mouse and key here and there, I noticed that there would be random times of input latency when I'd be playing on my controller. Now, whether that's an issue on my end or a genuine, example of beta clunkiness, it's hard to say. There's nothing that I did over the weekend that prevented those random short spouts of input latency, and it got me killed a few times. The last thing I noticed is that the skill-based matchmaking feels like it swings wildly between games or stretches of games. For instance, I would play, a match where I go 15 kills, 24 deaths. And I'd be like, all right, I'm just here to have fun. I'm not here to sweat. I'm not here to, break a world record or anything. But it didn't feel good loading into so many games consecutively that I was getting absolutely stomped on. And I'm not going to act like I'm a great Call of Duty player or anything, but that just didn't feel very good. And then I'd notice that randomly it would swing the other way. And this could be me getting used to the game, getting better at the game, but I would go multiple matches, going 15, 24, 10 and 18, stuff like that. And then I would have a game where I go 58 and 25. And then a next game where I go 64 and 20. And then a game after that where I drop, another 52 and 10. And it just felt like weird stretches, you know what I mean? Like But honestly, I can't say that I was hating my experience during any of those swings. Another thing I want to hit real quick is that I am also worried that the thing I'm enjoying now won't remain the priority after launch. In the past, we've seen Infinity Ward and Call of Duty as a whole struggle to give multiplayer the time and attention that I feel like it deserves. Now, this is coming from someone who is a big fan of traditional 6v6 multiplayer in Call of Duty games. But since Modern Warfare 2019, we have seen Infinity Ward not be afraid to put multiplayer to the wayside and invest all of their time and development into the live service aspects of Call of Duty nowadays, such as Warzone. However, I do feel like this game may have something really big going for it, and that's the setting of the game. The fact that this game is taking place in South Korea, I think is a massive potential to get players more invested in this game, for them to dive deeper into multiplayer and adding things surrounding that setting and that vibe. And I genuinely think it's going to be a massive hit if they play their cards right. Look, I played the absolute shit out of Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2. Unfortunately, by the time Modern Warfare 3 rolled around, I kind of felt a little burnout from the Modern Warfare franchise. Played it a little bit, enjoyed it for a little bit, dropped it pretty quickly compared to the other games. It didn't help that I did end up joining the military in 2024, so I took a massive hiatus from Call of Duty and gaming in general. But I think for me, maybe Modern Warfare 4 isn't reinventing the wheel. Maybe I didn't need Call of Duty to change. I just needed Call of Duty to be good at being Call of Duty again. The good fundamentals I'm experiencing are making the honeymoon phase great, but long-term satisfaction will come down to whether post-launch support actually respects core 6v6 multiplayer. Look, for me, if this game continues to deliver on solid maps, punchy and powerful kill streaks, and a focused campaign at launch, that's a win. Even if the franchise formula remains largely the same. I'm incredibly excited about the setting of the game being in South Korea. I don't have too many gripes about the game, and the gripes I do have did not ruin my experience whatsoever. So I want to ask you guys, how do you feel about the time to kill in this game? Does it feel super fast to you too, or does this feel kind of like a reset 6v6 needed? I'd love to hear what you guys think about the first weekend of the beta for Modern Warfare 4. Thanks for watching.